Hey guys, theryanplummer here, bringing you the team building video for my week 2 match. So last week was a little tough. We did take the loss, but it was a lot closer than 2-0. Very good match. My opponent played excellently. I don't mean to, like, when I say like I missed the until I don't mean to take away from my opponent. He prepared excellently. It was great. But I have to move on to this week now, and I've got a pretty tough matchup against the New England Patrats. They have an odd team, a team that doesn't seem to fit well together, but when you really look into it, they have some really good Pokemon that could potentially mess me up. They've got some huge offensive threats and some really tough to take down defensive threats, as well as some counter punchers and stuff like that. So, to prepare for this video, the first Pokemon, or to prepare for this matchup, the first Pokemon that was pretty obvious to me to bring is Buckeye the Fortress, because he has no way to get rid of rocks at all. He has Mega Diancie, which can be a problem with bouncing rocks back, but he has no way to get rid of them, and Fortress is the perfect matchup with Mega Diancie because I need to change this. One Gyro Ball Oko's the Diancie, so I expect him to leave with the Diancie to try and stop me from getting rocks up. I mean, he might realize that the Gyro Ball is an issue. He could go for the Hidden Power Fire and bring me down the Sturdy. That's why I have the Cuss Sap Berry. And Cuss Sap Berry works really well as well, because if he doesn't kill me, or if he doesn't hit me, if he tries to set up or something, I can get rocks up if he's not in with the Mega Diancie. And then if he brings me down my Cuss Sap Berry, I can set up Spikes or Rapid Spin as I feel like I need to. Rapid Spin's not as important in this match. Rocks don't affect me nearly as much as they would affect him. So I don't really care enough about that, but if I get enough spikes up, if I get like 2 layers of spikes up or something, and I have the opportunity, my Cuss Sap Berry kicks in, I can Rapid Spin. If he leaves with the Diancie, I'm hitting Gyro Ball. He can't come in pre-Mega Evolved, and I'm going to be looking out for that this week. So if he doesn't leave with the Diancie, I'm going for Stealth Rocks, and then I'm going to either set up Spikes or see if he does go into the Diancie, what happens with that. Real simple lead, almost a suicide lead, not too huge with that. So, next Pokemon I'm bringing is Crocodile. I'm bringing Choice Scarf variant of Crocodile to allow me to outspeed things like, I believe I outspeed a lot of his bigger threats. I'm going to outspeed Dragouge, obviously. Choice Scarf allows me to outspeed Superior if I need to come in and kill late game, as long as Superior is not Scarf, which would be odd. Allows me to outspeed Mega Diancie, max speed Mega Diancie with the Choice Scarf. Allows me to outspeed a lot of his big name threats, and KO. I always go Moxie, almost always go Moxie when I go Choice Scarf. This thing could come in and sweep up at the end. If I get that Moxie boost on an Earthquake and his Levitators, I don't know if he has any Levitators. I don't think he does. Oh, Hawlucha, that's it. Then I can just sweep up the rest of his team pretty much. So this will come in handy. I might let it go down. It's not a huge, like, it's not my big win condition, but it's definitely going to put in some work this week. The speed is to outspeed Choice Scarf, I forget what. If he Choice Scarf something weird, then I'll be able to outspeed that, just to make sure. I always like to make sure with my speed EVs, even though, you know, a Choice Scarf Gastrodon probably is not going to happen. That thing could, if I lose Bandit on that, then that could be a problem. So I just like to make sure. Plus, he doesn't need a lot of HP. He's just going to be coming in. He's not really going to take too many hits and sweep up. Next Pokemon I'm bringing wouldn't be a GBA match if I didn't bring my Melodic and Venusaur Core. So this one is a specially defensive variant to take hits from his special mons. It can sort of deal with Dragouge to an extent. The Dragouge is going to be a huge problem. It can deal with Mega Diancie. It can, you know, depending on what I go into on Superior, I think this thing can take a Leaf Storm, the first Leaf Storm. I'm not exactly sure. I made this team a little bit ago, so I'm a little off. I might be a little off on the calculations, but it's a defensive variant. I do have the Hidden Power Grass there for when the Gastrodon comes in. I'm gonna try and catch the Gastrodon off when I go in with Melodic. I'm expecting him to switch, especially if he thinks the Scald is coming, and hit him with a Hidden Power Grass would be awesome. Marvel Scale, because I don't need this thing to do anything really offensively. And then Scald and Ice Beam are the two best attacks. Ice Beam can deal with Hawlucha, Ender Gouge, it hits Superior. Scald hits a couple of his physical threats, and I can maybe get a burn off. It's a real simple wall, a pivot wall to kind of bring in and deal with threats as I see them. So, like I said, I'm bringing Venusaur, of course. Bermuda is back. I would probably bring this thing to every game. There might be like one game where I don't bring this thing, but it's such a huge threat because it can be defensive, but it can also hit back, and that's what this thing is meant to do. It's meant to come in and hit back really hard. This thing is crucial to stopping Superior because I don't think I have anything on my team that outspeeds Superior. So I need this thing to be able to come in, take a hit, even with the Dragon Pulse, Hidden Power Fire, Hidden Power Ice. I don't think he'll bring Hidden Power Psychic, but even that doesn't do a whole lot. And I can hit him really hard with a Sludge Bomb. I'll probably end up going for Hidden Power Fire because it's a 2-hit KO anyway, and I think Sludge Bomb, depending on whether I get Spikes up or not, that might be a no-kill. But if I think the Metagross is coming in, or the Doubly is coming in, I'll Hidden Power Fire, and I think that's either 2-hit KO. I think it's 2-hit KO on the Metagross, and maybe close to 2-hit KO on the Doubly. I'm not exactly sure. Like I said, I built this team like almost a week ago, so I just want to make this video now. Because I just played my mock match, I wasn't sure which people I was going to use, but I figured that out now. Fully defensive variant, to be able to take hits from threats like Azumarill, and Hawlucha, to an extent can deal with Hawlucha. It can put damage on Hawlucha, which is huge. If he doesn't bring the Sky Attack and he brings something like Acrobatics, I can actually live in Acrobatics and hit him really hard with a Sludge Bomb, which is big to me being able to stop Hawlucha. Hawlucha is a huge threat to my team. Hawlucha and Gouge are the two biggest threats to my team over Superior and Mega Diancie, go figure. But yeah, Bermuda's gonna be huge. So making its debut as a 5th Pokemon in this team, I'm really excited for this one. It's Whimsicott, and I was so glad to pick up Whimsicott. This thing is such a utility mon. It can kind of fit like at almost any role I need it to, and this week it is almost solely here to stop the Hawlucha. Sunspore to slow this thing down. With Prankster, Cotton Guard is going to be awesome because after Cotton Guard I can live a Sky Attack. I think it's actually like a 2-hit KO. I can live in Acrobatics, or it might be a 3-hit KO Sky Attack, and he's got a charge and everything after that. Light Screen is for just like last second stuff. In my mock match I used it to stop the Gouge, slow that thing down. Because Gouge is a huge threat, and Moonblast will actually, I think, either OHKO or come really close to OHKOing after Stealth Rock's damage. So, the plan is, if I get this thing in on Hawlucha, I Cotton Guard first turn, none of his attacks are going to OHKO me. If he sets up the sub, that's fine. I go for Moonblast, and either break this sub or just straight take him out. Which is huge because the Hawlucha is a huge threat to my team. If he has the Power Herb and he Sky Attacks the first turn, then he is not going to, he's not going to be able to, he'll have to, wait a turn to use up the next turn, and then I can get another Cotton Guard off, and then that thing's doing absolutely nothing to me. I expect him to bring in the Gouge on the Whimsicott, so I might just, depending, I'll probably end up having to, switch this out a lot and go into, something like Bermuda, but, this thing's gonna put in a lot of work, and it's gonna be huge in stopping the Hawlucha. So my last Pokemon, and basically my win condition, is just gonna come in and sweep up at the end, is Latte Veladius. So enough speed to outspeed, max speed, anything that he needs, I think, like Mega Diancie or Hawlucha or something like that. I don't think he can outspeed the Superior, but Superior can't really do anything back. I'm pretty sure Draco Meteor OHKO is with the Life Orb, and his Leaf Storm does 30%. So if he's not boosted, I can come in on the Superior and take that thing out as well. Hidden Power Steel for Mega Diancie, Shadow Ball for things like Metagross, Doublade, all of those guys, and then Thunderbolt for almost specifically for the Hawlucha. This thing's gonna be huge. The only thing it doesn't really deal with, well, actually Draco Meteor does a ton of damage to Gouge. I need to put prior damage on Gouge. That's going to be big in this match, or that thing can just come in every time I get a kill and kill something back. Doesn't really deal with the Gastrodon, so I need to take that out, but I have like 3 things on my team that I can use to take out the Gastrodon. So that's nice. Just max special attack, and then whatever speed I need, I put into the HP. So I'm really excited. His team is pretty solid. Like, I know for sure he's probably going to bring the Howlucha and the Gurgalge. Those things are huge threats to my team. They can break down my wall core, which is something that I definitely don't need him to do in this match. So I'm not, like, I'm almost 100% sure he's going to bring both of those. I'm pretty sure he's going to bring the Serperior and the Mega Diancie. Diancie could set up like Rock Polish or something. He could be just straight attacking. I don't seem like utility type mon. I actually predict that he'll bring Diamond Sword, Moonblast, Hinpower Fire, and Psychic. Just to hit Hinpower Fire to hit Fortress really hard. Psychic to go after Bermuda. Moonblast because that's stab and it also hits Latios really hard. And Diamond Storm to get his defense up to be able to stop the Crocodile. Moonblast will also like crush the Crocodile, but Crocodile can outspeed and hit him with an Earthquake really hard. I think Earthquake is an OHKO if he's not boosted. I'm not exactly sure on that one, but it's either an OHKO or really close. And if I get like multiple layers of spikes up, then it's gonna be an OHKO. After that, he could really bring anyone. So I'm thinking some kind of combination of those of the last 6 mons. I think he'll probably end up bringing Metagross and Gastrodon, but Doublade is a Pokemon he could definitely bring. That's a great defensive pivot for him. He could bring some kind of Twist Scarf, Klutz, Lopunny variant with Switcheroo. If he brings a Typhlosion, I'm pretty sure that thing's gonna be Scarfed and just hit stuff really hard, almost as like a Revenge Killer. Just come in or a Wall Breaker and come in and break stuff up. He could bring the Azumarill. I'm pretty sure he'll bring the Bellydrum Azumarill set if he does end up bringing the Azumarill, so that's something I have to watch out for. If he does end up bringing the Metagross, it's probably going to be either a Life Orb or Leftovers variant. Just very simple Meteor Mash and Headbutt Thunder Punch to come in and just hit me really hard. He could bring either Hammer Arm or Stealth Rocks in that last slot. I'm guessing Stealth Rocks because that gives his Mega Diancie like the extra move slot if that thing doesn't have to set up rocks, and also he doesn't want to keep that thing in on Fortress to Rapid Spin, stuff like that. And then if he ends up bringing the Gastrodon, he'll definitely be Water Absorbed, no doubt in my mind about that. And then probably like a Toxic, Sludge Bomb, Recover, Giga Drain. Very like standard Gastrodon set. He doesn't really need the Gastrodon to do much more than those moves. So I'm really excited for this matchup. It's gonna be really tough. Both of the mock matches I played were really close, and this team is probably one of the better ones I have. The matchup is one of the better ones I have too. It's very even. Like, we both have big name threats that can come in and hit each other really hard. So yeah, this is gonna be a really fun match, a really good match. I'm really excited to be able to take on the Patrats, and I will see you guys then. Thank you and goodbye.